Okay, well, I know what you're gonna say. Come on. Magic the Gathering is far from being a perfect game, and I mean this in more ways than one. Perfect has been defined free from any flaw or defect in condition or quality. Faultless. But in the case of Magic, perfect can also be defined as having all the required or desirable elements, qualities, or characteristics. A perfect game is one in which a player has all the information about the game all the time. Chess, checkers, and backgammon are examples of perfect information games. In game theory, a sequential game has perfect information if each player, when making any decision, is perfectly informed of all events that have previously occurred, including the initialization event of the game. So, with this defined, we now know that Magic the Gathering is an imperfect game. In chess, we can see everything our opponent is doing. Not so in Magic. We have hidden libraries, hidden hands, but we are halfway to being perfect though, because our graveyards, exiles, and battlefields are all revealed, right? So we just need to make it so every player can see everything all at once. I'm going to base this on a 4-player Commander game with some really wonky Rule 0 guidelines from our playgroup. It will also require the exact cards I mentioned, so pulling this off is nearly impossible without searching for a combo. Anyway, let's start. Turn 1, we're going to play an island and then cast Lantern of Insight. This is an artifact that forces players to play with the top card of their libraries revealed. On our next turn, we'll play a Plains and cast the Grand Calcutron. This is a funky card from Unstable that makes all players' hands visible to everyone all at the same time. It even allows us to know which card is going to be played next because each hand becomes a program and you can only play cards in the order of your program. Great. We see cards from the tops of libraries, and we get to see all the players' hands. We've got ourselves a perfect game now, right? Well, we still can't see all libraries all at once, so there's still a large set of unknowns. So our next few turns are going to be kind of boring, and we'll just ramp a ton. To do the next step, we just need 7 mana, and at least 2 of that mana has to be blue. The next step also requires cooperation from the other players on the board. With 6 mana, we'll cast Hive Mind. This is a strong card that forces our opponents to copy the instants and sorceries we cast. This has to resolve, of course. We'll cast Extract with our last blue mana. With this, we'll target somebody's library, maybe even our library, and look through it. Each other player will copy Extract and do the same thing with a different player. Sure, we exile something, but normal exiled cards are revealed anyway. Now, each player theoretically has knowledge of all cards in at least one library, but that doesn't give us knowledge of everyone's library, just one. So how are we going to make sure we can look through all 4 libraries? Now at this point, keep in mind that this is all very theoretical and requires absolute cooperation from everyone at the table. Let's keep out the Grand Calcutron and Hive Mind. We'll then cast Omniscience, making all our other spells free so we don't have to worry about mana from this point forward. Let's then cast Clever Impersonator, Copy Enchantment, and Mirror Maid, all targeting Hive Mind. With 4 copies of the Hive Mind effect out, let's cast Extract again. 4 triggers go on the stack, forcing the other 3 players at the table to copy Extract 4 times. This turns into 12 copies plus the original spell. Since all 3 of our opponents have 4 copies of it, they'll be able to search every player's library and have a theoretical knowledge of each and every card in it and each and every deck. This, however, doesn't let the caster see the other 3 libraries either. So we can do that again by casting similar cards to Extract, or copying Extract, or what have you. There are many ways to do it, but you get the idea. Do that enough times and we'll have seen everybody's libraries. At the end of the day, this was a very fun experiment, and it took us closer to seeing a perfect game of Magic the Gathering, even though it can never actually be perfect, because we're gonna have to remember everybody's cards in their libraries, right? But we'll just have to keep Magic the way it is, imperfect. And I think that's what we all like about the game. So many twists and turns, so many situations, and so many ways to make friends and have fun. I honestly think Magic the Gathering is the best game ever created, and so it's technically perfect for me, but whatever. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click the TCGplayer affiliate link in the description below to find all your Magic needs. Buy that Hive Mind for the deck. Thanks again. Make sure you subscribe and ring that bell button so you don't miss your weekly dose of Magic.